Honorable guests, you are looking at the map of Pakistan. Pakistan came to existence on August 1947. In the northern areas of Pakistan, the former Hunza state exists along the Chinese boundary of Hunza Pass. Among the kings of Hunza state, Mir Ghazan Khan I, son of Mir Shah Ghazanfar I the Great, ruled Hunza state from 1863 to 1886. He defended Hunza Valley successfully a number of times. In 1886, Mir Safdar Khan assassinated his father Mir Ghazan Khan and succeeded the throne of Hunza state. He and his colleague, his cousin Mir of Nagar, Mir Azur Khan, defended against the invasion of British but failed to resist successfully. Thus, they escaped to China and Srinagar for political asylum. Before the British invasion in year 1888, Russian agent Colonel Gramjavsky had paid a visit to Hunza, and his British counterpart Captain Francis Young husband had made his visit to check about him in 1889. Due to the failure of negotiations with Captain Francis Young husband with Mir of Hunza, the envoy of Hunza was invited by the British authorities to Gilgit. At last, Hunza state was conquered by the British in December 1891. Mir Nazim Khan, younger brother of Mir Safdar Khan, was installed as the Mir on September 1892. This photo was taken in India, in Delhi on 1911 in Delhi Darbar, together with his vizier. Mir Ghazan Khan II succeeded his father in 1938. He ruled until 1945. He is known to be a kind man and gentle person. Mir Muhammad Jamal Khan, Honorary Major General, succeeded the Hunza state throne in 1945. In 1974, Hunza state was finally abolished by Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. And this is a scene of the funeral procession of Mir Muhammad Jamal Khan in 1976. Her Highness Rani Mir Jamal Khan, daughter of Mir Iskandar Khan of Nagar state. Rani Jamal Khan is having the honor of an audience with His Holiness Agha Khan III, Sir Sultan Muhammad Shah in 1952. Rani Jamal Khan had the honor to attend the birthday party of His Holiness Agha Khan IV, Shah Karim al-Husseini in 1960s. Mir Ghazanfar Ali Khan, son of Mir Jamal Khan, is the current Mir of Hunza, and he is the prime donor of Baltit Fort, as well as he is the main figure of Hunza state. Mir Ghazanfar Ali Khan with his younger brothers, Prince Amin Khan and Prince Abbas Khan. Her Highness Rani Atiqa Ghazanfar is a lady of great wisdom and broad vision. Baltit Fort and the old fortified village of Baltit. During the British conquest of Hunza in December 1891, photo taken by E.F. Knight in December 1891. Baltid Fort in 1930s with less houses because the fortified wall was dismantled under the British directions. This photo was taken by David O. Lorimer in 1930s. Baltid Fort in 1982 before the conservation. Baltid Fort during conservation between 1990s to 1996. You can see a number of conservation phases taking place while the fort was under restoration. Baltid Fort seen as today. January 2006, after a snowfall, when temperature falls down to minus 17 degrees centigrade here. Baltid Fort during autumn 2007. Hunza Karimabad in 1930s. You can see no constructions and very few houses. It is totally cultivated. This photo is also taken by David O. Lorimer. And Hunza Karimabad today. A unique day in the history of Baltid Fort. On September 28, 1996, when His Holiness Prince Karim Agha Khan Shah Karim Al-Husseini came to pay a personal visit to the fort before its opening ceremony next day. A remarkable day, September 29, 1996, His Highness Prince Karim Agha Khan Shah Karim Al-Husseini inaugurated the restored Baltid Fort along with President of Pakistan Farooq Ahmad Khan Laghari. Following the successful restoration of Baltid Fort, Ganesh, the oldest settlement of Hunza, has been restored by Agha Khan Trust for Culture Geneva through its liaison office, Agha Khan Culture Services Pakistan, thus restoring a number of old important monuments of northern areas. His Holiness Prince Karim Agha Khan Shah Karim Al-Husseini is the direct descendant of Prophet of Islam Hazrat Muhammad, peace be upon him. He was born in 1936 in Geneva, and he is the successor of Imamat in 49th session. His love and passion for architecture, arts and literature is demonstrated on a number of levels all over the world, and particularly in the northern areas of Pakistan. In the ancient Vedic literature, northern areas of Pakistan and Kashmir is known as Dardesa. Here, we are having a number of very high mountains of the world in the ranges of Himalayas, Karakorums and Hindu Kush. K2 is one of them, which is the second highest mountain of the world in the Karakoram range, which is 8,611 meters high in northern Pakistan, district Baltistan. K2 was climbed in 1954, first time ever by an Italian expedition. In the Himalayan range of Pakistan, Nanga Parbat means naked mountain, is one of the prominent mountains of this area, which is 8,126 meters high. It was climbed historically first time by a German expedition in 1953. The solo climber of Nanga Parbat was Hermann Boer. Raka Poshi, which is locally known as Dumani, is across river Hunza in Nagar Valley. Its altitude is 7,788 meters in the Karakoram range of northern Pakistan. This beautiful mountain was climbed in 1958, first time by a joint Pakistani and British expedition. One of the team members was Lieutenant Colonel Shah Khan of Royal Family of Hunza. The Ultar Peak is standing behind the Baltit Fort majestically. Its altitude is 7,388 meters high. It has been climbed in July 1996, first time ever by a Japanese expedition. But before that, one of the famous Japanese climbers, Mr. Hasegawa and Hoshino, died there in year 1992. That is why his wife and people of Japan extended their best help to construct a memorial school here in Karimabad, known as Hasegawa Memorial Public School now. Bubuli Moting, well known as Lady Finger Peak today, is one of the very legendary well-known mountains in the northern areas, especially in Hunza. It is believed that there is a fairy princess known as Bubuli waiting for her husband Kisar to return one day. Its altitude is 6,000 meters high, which has not been climbed yet. In the eastern direction of Hunza Karimabad is Golden Peak in Nagar Valley. This mountain is known as Spantik as well. The altitude of this mountain is 6,027 meters high. People say this is a considerably easier mountain for climbers. Elders and notables of Hunza Baltit Karimabad in 1911 with Khan Bahadur Wazir E.U.Baig and his brother Faraj Muhammad Riza Beg on chairs. Khan Bahadur Wazir E.U.Baig with his sons and grandsons in 1916. In this photo on the floor in the middle is Mir Muhammad Jamal Khan, who was brought up at Wazir E.U.Baig's home. Village mayors are Trangfas of Hunza at the roof of Baltit Fort. Photo was taken around in 1930s. Wazir Shukrullah Beg, son of Khan Bahadur Wazir E.U.Baig, is remembered to be a man of strong principles and great values. This photo was taken at around in 1905. A unique photo of 1920s. In this photo, Sharindan and Trangfa Hassan of Ganesh are carrying Prince Sahib Khan, son of Mir Nazim Khan, in their lap. By chance, Prince Sahib Khan was dead because of an accidental gunshot at the roof of Baltat Fort. Jamadar E.U.Baig, son of Khan Bahadur Wazir Humayun Beg, is mentioned by David O. Lorimer in his book Volume 2 British Texts, published from Oslo in 1934. Jamadar E.U.Baig was assassinated in Gilgit in 1934. He is remembered to be a very great polo player and hunter of his times. This group photo was taken in 1950s. They are the elders or noble people of Upper Hunza Gojal, known as Arbabs. Gojal is known to be Herber Valley in the history of Hunza. These gentlemen are dressed in their traditional woolen dresses while welcoming the Mir of Hunza. The women folk of Shimshal village in Upper Hunza Gojal are Herber while welcoming the Mir and his wife Rani Jamal Khan in 1960s. In year 1960s, people of Hunza did a big struggle to construct a hostel for students under the leadership of dedicated Subedar Safiullah Baig, son of Khan Sahib Muhabbatullah Baig. Thus, today, the Shakrim Hostel proved a milestone in the educational field of northern areas. Subedar Safiullah Baig is one of the pioneers of the Gilgit freedom fighters in 1948. The courtiers of Mir Muhammad Jamal Khan around in 1970s from Hunza Karimabad Baltit and Altit villages, together with Wazir Sajidullah Baig and the writer, author of History of Hunza, Haji Qudratullah Baig. One of the notables of Hunza Karimabad was Ali Murad, well known as Dadu Juno, son of Wazir Zarparast, who died in around 1986 when he was more than 111 years old. Wazir Sajidullah Baig, son of Wazir Inayatullah Baig, was the last Wazir of Hunza state who died in year 1989. This photo was taken around in 1950s. In this photo you can see the village headman of Ganesh, Trangfa Inayat Ali, from left to right. Next in the middle is Wazir Inayatullah Baig, and the third is an elder of Upper Hunza Gujal. Trangfa, or the village headman of Shinaki, Lower Hunza, Trangfa Niyat Shah with his cousins. This photo was taken in 1996. The royal musicians of Hunza state performing outside the royal palace in Karimabad in 1960s. Mr. Sagi Ali, one of the bodyguards of Mir Muhammad Jamal Khan. Mr. Sagi Ali died recently in year 2005. Elders of village Altit are enjoying the sun in the traditional village gathering place known as Jatak at Altit. Photo was taken in 1996. Trangfa Amir Hayat and Mrs. Amir Hayat, Photo was taken in 1996. Trangfa Amir Hayat belonged to a noble family of Hunza Alted. His ancestor, the Kafur, son of Bagatam, is remembered to be an invincible warrior in the history of Hunza state. Mr. Alif Shah, one of the elders of village Ganish of Hunza. He lived a long life and passed away recently in year 2006. Miss Begim, daughter of Piasur, served the last all three rulers of Hunza state. She lived a very long life, more than 115 years. Probably the reason of her good health was very clean food and glacier water and lots of apricots. She died when she was more than 115 years in year 2005. Mr. Mabad Shah was one of the famous devotional singers of Hunza in his times. He belonged from Faizabad or Khoshi village in Alted. He died last year in year 2007. Khalifa Nuri Hayat, well known as Khalifa Bulbul, is one of the old gentlemen living here in Karimabad. He is almost 100 years old now, but amazingly his memory is very strong and he is physically still very fit. He can do most of his job at his own. If you are interested to meet any such old people, then you have the time to meet him also. Thank you.